Kevin Holland has officially become the most unlikable UFC fighter. Okay, he's got the number one spot in my book now. I've always felt that he's a bit cringe, a bit annoying. I think a lot of people agree with that. The whole mindset about I could become champ if I wanted to. I'd rather be a contender though. If I locked in, I could be champ. If I wrestled and was boring like these guys, I could be champ. No. Okay, the truth is he could never be champion if he tried his hardest. And that's the reality of it. And after watching the first 15 to 20 minutes of the most recent Jackson podcast episode with him, dude, I couldn't watch anymore. It was so cringe and uncomfortable to watch him bicker with Rampage. And usually, Rampage bickering with people is funny. But this dude made it so awkward and cringe and so just unwatchable. I hated it. I hate Kevin Holland, and I'm going to explain why. Starting first with the podcast episode. All right, this is the first example of the most recent example at least, of his just bullshit. All right, so first, it starts off instantly with Rampage trying to break the ice, just bringing up the fact that he refused to come on the podcast like 8 to 9 months ago because Rampage said something in an Instagram comment. Like when he was about to fight MVP. I'm going to be real. I have no idea what he said. I'm not going to research it. I'm not going to go try to find it. It doesn't matter. Rampage trolls everybody. He's known as the goofiest and funniest UFC fighter ever. And he trolls everybody. He fucks with everybody. He has fun. And Holland claims to be similar to him and have fun as well with people. But he's like, if you fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. Like, what are you talking about? He made a joke, and then Kevin Holland had a tantrum and put the silent treatment on in the first 5 minutes of this episode, refused to even say much until Bear was able to break the ice somewhat. So Holland basically makes it clear that he didn't want to come on the podcast 9 months ago because he wanted to fight he wanted to fight Rampage. Yo, this shit is hilarious. He then claims he still wants to fight him, and Rampage just bitches him. He bitches him so bad. He bitches him by saying nothing, okay? He just says, you don't want to fight me, bro. Like, dude. And then he says he does. It's just so cringe, bro. Like, I get it. Back yourself no matter what in life, in fights, hypothetical or real. It doesn't matter. But, bro, dude, Rampage would throw you on your fucking neck, all right? He'd kill you, all right? Chill out. Unc still got it, okay? I know he does. So yeah, Holland just sitting there in his cringe-ass cowboy attire. Like, bro, you're not cowboy, alright? You're not him. And yeah, he just starts talking about guns and shit, hunting. He loves to hunt, I guess. Hey, the farm lifestyle is very wholesome and a very good lifestyle to live. It's better than most of the degenerate lifestyles people live these days. But, bro, he starts talking about calibers. Yeah, you don't know shit about my caliber. You don't know shit about guns, Rampage. You don't know shit. It's just so cringe to watch. This was the worst episode ever. I'm not going to finish it. Maybe I will. Maybe I should have watched it more and finished it all. Maybe it gets better. Maybe he makes up for himself. But no, you can't make up for this. This level of cringe is a war crime. And yeah, don't fuck with Rampage, bro. He's literally one of the most loved UFC fighters of all time. All the fans love him. We all love him. How can you hate Rampage? He's funny. He's chill. He trolls a healthy amount with everybody. It's like DC, like the Unc humor, but better, okay? DC's funny, but Rampage is more funny. And something else he said on the podcast that I need to highlight and talk about, okay? He claimed that MVP ran away from him and didn't fight like a true fighter and was a pussy, basically. That's basically what he implied. He didn't say that specifically, but he said that he doesn't respect him. He's like, well, I don't like that fight style. He ran away. He backed up the whole fight. Bro, he ran into your guard, knocked you the fuck down, styled on you, and then got out of the way of your shots. Like, is this not the hit and not get hit business? Hit the opponent, not get hit. That's the business. That's the fight. That is literally the fight business. And he's crying because you won't let me hit you. Like, what the fuck is that cope? Bro, just stop. Okay, yeah, he then claims, I like Wonderboy. He let me hit him. I like fighters that let me hit him. And the fighters that don't wrestle. Newsflash, go to boxing, kid. It's MMA. All right, they're allowed to wrestle and throw you on your neck and submit you. And this guy gets submissions. It's not like he doesn't go for submissions when he's getting wrestled. So I really don't understand his argument there. You're a jiu-jitsu nerd just like all of them. You'll throw up a submission. You'll go for a takedown if it's there. You took down Wonder Boy after agreeing not to. So, yeah, you don't even stick to your word and shit like that. You know, it's just, I just hate everything about Kevin Holland. I don't care if this is a hate video. This is a strict video to hate on an unlikable fighter. I don't care, okay? He's the most unlikable UFC fighter on the roster right now. You know, like, people force themselves to hate Bilal and hate, like, who else? Patty the Batty. Like, come on. Like, those guys are not that unlikable, okay? They're actually likable. Like, Bilal is likable. I don't care. Like, Kevin Holland deserves the hate. His mentality is cringe. He's rude as fuck to all the people he gets interviewed by. He gives the most boring answers. He doesn't, like, say anything witty. I don't know how he has as big of a fan base. Well, I do. Okay, obviously, you know, well, we're not going to get into that, why his fan base is there. You know, I don't want to get into that. Now, I do like Kevin Holland's activity. Okay, I'm going to praise him real quick a little bit. His activity is awesome. You know, he says he wants to fight 6 times this year. I mean, that won't happen. Yeah, I don't think anybody will sanction that. Dude, Dana's not letting that shit happen, okay? First of all, he got injured in his last fight. You know, you'll probably get injured again this year being as active as you are. So 6 fights ain't happening, you know. It's not going to happen. But, hey, he's one of the most active fighters of last year. One of the most active fighters of all time. You know, he's putting on shows for the people. But in reality, he's just, like, his mindset. Let's talk about his mindset now. It's just so cringe, okay? It's that weed head mentality. That complacent, underachiever, cope mentality, okay? That he's fine where he is and he doesn't want to get better. Because if he did, the workload's going to get more and it's going to get harder. Bro, what is that mentality? Like, come on, man. Like, I get it, you know, y'all are going to get mad at this. You know, he's in the UFC, he's doing better than you. But, bro, you can't say this. But, bro, like, he has made it clear that that is his mindset. And I'm just stating what he has said. He's an underachiever. He doesn't want to work. He wants easy fights. He doesn't want to go for the belt because he knows he'll lose. He knows he can't compete with the top of the division. I know a lot of people have been trying to, like, claim he's the new Cowboy Cerrone, the guy who goes up, down, division, doesn't matter. He'll fight anybody, any weight, anytime. But fuck that, man, all right? That's not cool, all right? Stick to a weight class and grow and build up the rankings there. And, yeah, if you can ever get to the belt, just keep, like, rotating around the top 10, top 15. That's fine. That's cool. If you just want to be that guy, just keep fighting, lose 1, win 1, lose 2, win 2. Like, sure, that's fine. That's most people's careers. And accepting it is fine. But saying, like he said on the Demetrius podcast, saying that the champs have a worse life and none of them look happy and you're in a better position than them because you're stress-free and you don't have a belt to worry about losing. Bro, it's just cope, okay? You want the belt. You want a title shot. You would take a title shot if it was offered to you. You want the pay-per-view points. You want the big paydays. Maybe he doesn't want the spotlight. Okay, not everyone wants that, but he probably wants the spotlight deep down. He probably does. And the truth is, nothing has changed. This is always the way he's been. He's always been this way. He always has been, and he always will be. You know, and nothing has changed. But this podcast episode has really just ticked me off and made me need to say something because it's just too much at this point. He needs to shut the fuck up. And I hope he goes on a losing streak. I revoke my pick. I picked him to beat Reiner de Ridder because Reiner de Ridder is kind of terrible. But I take it back, okay? This guy's an underachiever. He gives up in fights. And yeah, Reiner de Ridder's going to fraud check him. I mean, not really a fraud check at this point. Bro has like 10 losses. But yeah, if you want to argue that Kevin Holland is good at fighting still, go ahead. I'm sorry. He's a bum. He's bad. And yeah, he'll never get into the top 5 or top 10. But remember, guys, it's by choice. You know, it's by choice. He doesn't want that attention. He doesn't want the higher, like, payment. He doesn't want to work harder because he knows he can't. And he knows he'll lose brutally and get finished in every top 10 matchup that there is in the divisions, both divisions. He'd lose to everybody in the top 10 of 170 and 185. So, yeah, maybe he'll go up to 205 and try to, you know, I'm just kidding. That's not possible. He'll get fucking decimated. It for me was the Rampage disrespect, man. You don't disrespect Unk, all right? You don't do it. You made the podcast unwatchable. I like the Jackson podcast. It's funny. It's funny. Let me laugh and have a fucking good time watching the podcast. But no, you had to ruin it. You had to make a bad episode. You wasted their time. I don't know what the fuck the rest of that hour is. Maybe he warmed up to them. Maybe he got over it. Maybe they started having good, funny conversations about hunting and shit. I don't know. But I don't want to hear the rest of it. I will not be watching it. Yeah, maybe guys go watch it. Tell me how good it is, because I will not be there. Let's hope Reiner de Ritter RDR twists him into a pretzel and breaks his arm, so he's out for the rest of the year and he can't be active like he wants to. I'm just kidding, all right? But he is going to lose. I don't know why I picked him. I was gaslit by the community to thinking that RDR is that bad. Dude, he's coming off of a broken rib. He's like on, what is he on, a 1-fight or 2-fight skid? He's a quitter. He's bad. People call RDR a fucking bum. This guy's a bum too. Like, what are we talking about? Come on. Like, let's not pretend he's good anymore. Let's not pretend he's likable anymore. Yeah, he's active. He puts on fights for us. But, dude, he's honestly just wasting spots on main cards at this point. Get him off the main card. Get Moicano on that shit instead, alright? And, oh boy, I would have just loved if he'd attacked Rampage, and Rampage would have had to kill him. Because he would have killed him. He would have broke his neck, probably. Yeah, he needs to lay off the weed. It's making him an underachiever. It's destroying his mindset. Okay, nothing wrong with smoking some weed if you're in a good place, but he's clearly not. This is his career. Like, this is what he does. And the UFC ain't gonna keep you around forever, bud, if you go on a big skid. And with this mindset, I think he's just bound to go on a losing streak. He's just bound to, you know? He's always that guy who doesn't go on, like, a big losing streak. He always gets one back, finally, out of nowhere, just when people are counting him out. He always gets one back. He'll always surprise us, finishing a bum, or, like, luckily throwing up an armbar and the ref stopping it, even though the guy's fighting out of it. You know, like, most of his wins are bullshit at the end of the day. He knocked out what's his name? Ponzinibbio? I don't fucking know his name. I do, but I don't know how to say it right now. Yeah, he knocked him out flukily. Shouldn't have been stopped. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just being a hater now. But yeah, that's the reality of it. Kevin Holland, please change your career. Imagine, I would love for him to do a complete 180 in his career. That would be awesome to see if he could just say, guys, I've been coping this whole time. I'm locking in. I'm going to be sober. I'm going to start asking for bigger matchups. I'm going to start training wrestling. I'm going to start shooting takedowns and making the fights boring. I don't care if y'all hate me for it. I'm going to be a hypocrite. I'm going to change everything. I'm going to get that fucking belt. I'd love it. I'd love to see it. I don't think it will happen, though. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Kevin Holland. Just a little vid. Hating, you know. This world is full of hate. I might as well add some more, because this is deserved hate, alright? You can't be mad, man. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.